All right. This video is a video specifically aimed at a very subset group of people, fathers of gay kids. TikTokers, you should probably be warned that this is another one of my long rants because I can't seem to not fucking rant for longer than a minute. I apologize. Click the YouTube link in my bio, not the website link, but the YouTube button, and go watch the rest of it if you want to watch the rest of it. This can go to parents, both mothers and fathers of gay kids of all ages, but specifically I want to talk to fathers of gay kids, like teen kids, right? Kids that are still at home. And I'm speaking to fathers because I'm a fucking father, right? It's the perspective through which I can speak. I want to tell you a story. A story that you probably didn't know about me unless you had already knew me and you're watching this video going, I know where he's going with this because I've heard this before. When I was a kid, suffered some pretty severe child abuse at the hands of my mother. I know, right? The mom. It's never the mom. Mom used to like to fucking punch me around a lot. Shameless plug, I wrote about it in my first book. You can find that if you're on TikTok at the website link in my bio. For those of you that are not on TikTok and just found this on YouTube or another platform, just go to my website, oldhippiemedia.com, oldhippiemedia.com. Sorry, I gotta plug it. Anyway, Mom used to like to punch me around a lot. From the ages of 8 to 13, I took a lot of ass whoopings. It was right after my parents got divorced. It was right around 8 years old. And my brother, who's 5 years younger than I am, and myself were left with my mother, or my mother got custody. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, and so 8 years old, they got a divorce, and I ran away from home at 13. I ran away from my mother's home to go live with my father. So from 8 to 13, I took beatings. I took physical beatings, right? And when I write about it in the book, or I talk about it face-to-face with people, or I make videos about it, or talk about it on my podcast, I always talk about the toll it took on my body, right? I always talk about, the act of my mother standing above me in my bedroom, fucking wailing on the back of my head and my back, right? Or being laid down on the couch naked on my belly so I could be beaten across my back with a belt. No, not my back side, my back. Okay? I talk about how later in those years my mother learned that I would develop less visible bruises if she were punching me in my lower back. So she would grab my arms behind my back and she would drive her fist into my lower back, right? I talk about the physical aspects of the beatings. I talk about how, right around that 10-year-old, I learned I started to learn how to absorb the hits, right? I had to figure out how to take the hit to survive the beating, right? And so that's always what I focus on when I tell these stories. But what I never do, very, very rarely do, is talk about the mental aspect of it. Predominantly because the mental aspect is really fucked up. And if I'm being honest with you, it's the hardest part to talk about. The mental aspect of the beatings, from my perspective as the person getting beat, was a mind fuck on multiple levels because the mental aspect was simultaneously the easiest, most simplistic part of the whole equation, and yet the most complex part of the whole equation. Okay, the beating was the beating. I took a beating. I figured out how to take a beating. I'm gonna be sore. I'm gonna be hurt. This is gonna hurt. It's taking a beating, right? The mental aspect, the simplistic part of the mental aspect, boils down to one question. At least it did for me. The question it boils down to is, why? Why you're my mom? Why are you doing this? You're not supposed to be doing this. Why are you? The complex part, the part that makes it infinitely more complex, is the number of possible answers to that question, that very simplistic question, is endless. It's limitless. And so it makes your mind go to places all over the fucking map. The what ifs are never ending, right? Did she have a bad day at work? Is it something I did? Is it something I didn't do? Is it something my brother did and she's taking it out on me? Are her and my dad fighting again? Was she into the wine again? What was the fucking reason? And so, 8 to 13 years old, I not only dealt with the physical aspect of the beating, the bruises, the welts, the pain, the soreness, but I dealt with the why. The fact that you're 10 years old and you don't feel any love for your mother because all your mother does is beat the shit out of you and you can't figure out why. Now that I've told you about what I went through, what I had to experience, what the mental anguish of that was, I want you to think about what's going on in your own kid's head. Every time you react negatively to the fact that they're gay. Not in this house. No, you're not gay, you're going through something. No, that's bullshit. That's disgusting. I won't have it. What do you think they're asking themselves? I have no idea what it is like to not have a parent's love because of my sexuality. I'm a straight male. I always have been. I'll never know what that's like. But I know what it's like not to receive a parent's love and to receive simultaneously a parent's anger and fury in other ways. And I can almost assure you that in the back of your kid's head, the predominant thought among all the thoughts that are racing through their head is, why? You're my dad. I'm your kid. Still me. You're still you. Why? Think about that. When you talk to your kid like they're a piece of shit because they're gay, think about the mental anguish that you're placing on them. And listen, some of you guys out there are going to see this video and you're just not going to give a fuck. You're like, nah, I'm not having it. And my response to you would be, I would dare say that you never should have had kids. But for those of you that didn't think about it in those terms, you were just thinking about it in your own terms, think about what you're doing to your kid's head. Think about, if you can, for a moment, everything that you would do. Put the homosexuality to the side. Just talk about your kid for a minute. What would you do to keep your kid safe? What would you do to another human being that's trying to do harm to your child? You off the handle? Maybe have a physical altercation with somebody? But it's okay when you cause harm to your kid? Okay, your kid coming out to you, I'm guessing here because, once again, I don't have this experience, being that I never had to come out to somebody. Your kid coming out to you is your kid just asking you to love them no matter who they are. They're putting their trust in the fact that you're their dad. You violate that, it's over. You have a blood relationship only at that point in time. There is no connection at that point in time. So stop and think for one moment, fathers of gay teens, and once again, parents of gay kids of all ages. I'm focusing in on a specific subset here. Stop and think about everything you would do to your kid, for your kid, to keep them safe. And then ask yourself, are you keeping them safe from you? I don't pretend to understand. Okay? There's going to be a lot of people that maybe come over from TikTok because they see some of my videos about sticking up for gay rights and not participating in businesses and restaurants that are homophobic, and they might watch this video, and up until here they might completely agree with me, and I may say some things here that may upset some people. I don't completely understand the entire the alphabet mafia. I don't get it. I'm trying to, but I don't. It's not that I don't understand homosexuality. I completely get it. I understand women being lesbian. I understand men being gay. And I understand men and women being bisexual. What I don't understand is everything beyond that. When somebody says, well, I can sleep with anybody. I don't recognize gender. Okay, to me, you're bisexual. That means you'll sleep with a man or a woman. To me, it boils down to three things. You're straight, you're gay, or you're bisexual, right? You either straight, you have sex with the opposite sex. You're gay, you have sex with the same sex. You're bisexual, you have sex with both sexes. Anything above that, pan, cis, I understand that there are things that are attached to it. I don't quite understand it all. I'm not here to rag on it or shit on it. Everybody do you. I just don't understand it. To me, if you tell me that it's whatever the rules and the guidelines are for your sexuality, if at the end of the day it comes down to you'll have sex with both men and women, you're bisexual, in my book. Sorry. I'm trying to understand this the best I can. 48 years old. I was born in 1972. I was raised in the late 70s and the early 90s. Those are my formidable years. Right? High school, late 80s. Out in the world into the 90s. I grew up in a time when fag was an insult, right? Oh, that's gay. Macklemore, the rapper, in the song Same Love. And you guys probably look at me and go, you listen to rap? Bitch, I listen to everything. I listen to fucking everything. Macklemore in the song Same Love said, where the fuck was I going with this? I don't even know where the fuck I was going with it. Sorry, I apologize. I got off on a fucking tangent there. I'm actually sitting here making this video in my car in front of my house before I go to a doctor's appointment, and the kid across the street's making a snowman, and it's fucking hilarious, and it's starting to distract me, and so I apologize for that. The bottom line of this is quit being fucking dicks to your kids, okay? Your kids, you're supposed to love your fucking kids, no matter what. It doesn't fucking matter what they go. Hey, I don't give a shit if it's disgusting to you. I don't give a shit if your fucking religion tells you. Fuck religion, okay? Fuck religion. We'll do more videos on my atheism and fucking religion later on. Fuck that shit. Put it aside for a fucking moment. That is not your family. Your family is what's sitting next to you. Your family is what has your blood racing through their veins. Your family is what you bore. It's what you created. It's your life, but my family is the person I chose to spend the rest of my life with and the 3 human beings we created. And there is almost nothing that any of them could do to make me be that fucking disgusted with them, to where they're out of my life forever. Now, if one of them kept using me over and over and over again, and it was just fucking a money drain on me, and they had a drug problem, and they kept coming in out of my life, we'd have to fucking talk about it. At some point in time, you got to get them some help. This is not that, okay? This is just them being them. For the love of fucking Christ. Talk to your kid. Go have a burger. Dad, go have a burger with your kid. Your gay son, your lesbian daughter. Either fucking one. They just want to talk to you, man. That's it. And it's not even about gay stuff. 99 times out of 100, they just want to talk to you about life. The same stupid fucking bullshit. Why do I have acne? Jennifer won't talk to me. So-and-so said I was a bitch. Man, running the mile in gym sure sucks. Mrs. Anderson can be a cunt. Shit like that. Talk to your kid. Stop thinking about their sexuality. Do you think about the sexuality of your straight kids? I got 2 straight kids and 1 gay kid. I don't think about their sexuality different from one kid to another. I'm not thinking about my oldest straight daughter having sex any more than I'm thinking about my middle child who's a daughter who's lesbian. Why? I don't want to think about any of them having sex. They're gonna. I know they're gonna. They already are, in some cases. I don't want to know. I mean, I want to know, but I don't want to know. You get the fucking point. Same way they don't want to hear it when I walk through the fucking kitchen and I pinch their mom's ass and I'm like, lock the furniture, baby. Lock the door. We're going to break some furniture in here tonight. You know what I mean? Fuck, I'll walk up to the kitchen table, hand my wife a piece of paper with a doctor's number on it and say, you're going to need this when I'm done fucking you up. And my kids will be, oh. Yeah, it's all disgusting to each other. Fuck you care. You ain't got to do it. It's your kid. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Dads. Moms. Go talk to your kid. And I don't give a shit. I know I'm talking to dads of gay teens. If you're in your fucking 60s and you got a lesbian daughter in her 30s that you haven't spoken to in 10 years and you happen to catch this video, go talk to your kid. Pick up the phone and talk to your kid. For the love of fucking Christ, man, just talk to your kid. It's not like they put pineapple on pizza or something, for fuck's sake. They're gay. That's it. Who gives a fuck? Being homophobic has got to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire life. I'll never understand it as long as I live. So, I've been ranting for 18 and a half minutes here. Sorry. I'll get this up on YouTube. You guys on TikTok can see it. It's just... smarten up. Okay? Smarten up.